The Modern Man tutorials. Females being too masculine. All right. So the idea is obviously was inspired by this comment, mainly because it's just I see this way too much, and it's like, all right, time for me to address it. The whole, these ladies trying to be men, they're being too masculine, they're not being feminine, blah 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 blah, right? Crying about that. And it's like the only reason that would be true is that if you're not masculine, if you're not manly, if you're not trying to be a man, because if you were a man, a female trying to be a man will never succeed in being a man. So this whole idea of trying, like, okay, let them try. It wouldn't matter. They won't succeed, right? Because only a man can be a man. Anything else will just be second rate. Anything else would be inferior in comparison. It won't compare. It won't be the same. It won't be equal. So this whole idea of like, oh, the women out here trying to be men, trying to be masculine, blah, 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 masculine energy is like, your bitching sounds feminine energy to me. The real man is too masculine for anyone else masculinity to overpower his masculinity. If you're a true man, most other men pale in comparison to you. This is why we have the whole alpha beta thing, especially among guys. When we say it to each other, when we say, oh, I'm alpha, oh, you're beta, blah, blah, it's pointing out the fact that I'm better than you. I'm bigger, stronger, smarter, more successful with the ladies than you. I have more accolades than you. I've done more than you. I'm older than you, wiser. All these things is what makes you a man, right? Is you being better. We guys are competitive. And the way you win is by being better, not by being bitter, crying. So this whole idea that, oh, these women out here, these females out here, trying to be men, blah, 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 that's a problem, I can't handle it, it's because you're not a man. Only men can handle somebody else trying to be a man and show them that, no, you're not on my level. I'm a man. You're just a wannabe. You're second rate. I'm first place, you're second place. I'm alpha, you're beta, that kind of stuff. First and last. If you ain't first, you're always last. So common sense tells you that if chicks are trying to be manly, well, teach them how a real man does things. And then they will see real quick, they ain't on your level. They ain't a man. They can never be one. So what's going to happen? They're going to default to their natural state, which is what? That they're feminine. I mean, their femininity, right? Their feminine energy. The fact that they're a female, right? The fact that biologically, regardless of how they think in their mind, their body reacts differently. They could think they could fly, but their body won't let them fly, right? Common sense. So this whole idea of like, they could be equals to us. No. Because one, among the male species, not every guy is equal. Not every guy's the same strength. Not every guy's the same height, the same appearance, the same intellect. We're all different in different ways. There are guys who are more superior than others, which is why we have the whole alpha and beta thing. Even chicks, when they choose and when they're looking around a whole bunch of dudes, they'll be like, oh, I like him. Yeah, because he, to her, looks better than all the other motherfuckers around her. Which means he's the alpha, right? He's the number one. He's the superior man in the group, the superior guy. Right? Because that's how she perceives him. Part of it is because the guys around him make him look like the superior guy. Because he's popular with the ladies. He's tall. He goes to the gym and whatnot. Even though he's an asshole, he doesn't have that much money, or he has money, but he's selfish, so he's not really gonna spend no money on no chick, right? So because he's selfish, he's self-absorbed. So he has bad personality traits. He just got some good characteristics that made him stand out. Even though there's a whole bunch of decent, upstanding guys, good loyal guys, hardworking guys and whatnot, right next to him, they don't matter because the way they look like losers. And of course, chicks don't like losers, they like winners, so they're gonna chase the winners. And they're gonna talk shit about the losers, obviously. And if you are complaining that you're not winning with American women, which ironically are the easiest women to actually deal with, but whatever, to each their own. I guess that's just me, I'm built different. That's the point. It's like, if you're a man, you can handle it. This is why the fuckboys, right? The alphas, which is what the alpha term was originally for, was to point out that the chicks chase the fuckboys, right? Chase the bad boys, the alphas, right? The ones that they deem as superior to every other guy around. Even though every other guy is good, he got money, they're good personalities, they're loyal and all that stuff. All those good qualities that the chicks want are in those guys, in the betas. But they don't look nothing like the alphas. They don't act like the alphas. And that's why the alphas keep getting picked. Because they look like LeBron James, right? Instead of looking like Paul Wall, the mall cop or something like that. That's the thing. Most of you guys look like Paul Wall, the mall cop. Me included. But hey, I could pull it off though. I make it look good. But anyway, point is y'all not trying to be the best version of yourselves. You're not trying to be compared to the alphas, right? And be viewed by the ladies as an alpha and be picked by the quality chicks. We're not talking about like, chicks that just love to run through teams and stuff like that. We're not talking about those types of chicks. Those are low quality chicks, right? Those are females. That's why I call them females and try to be respectful and I call them hoes, but we know they're hoes. Good quality women, right, are women. So that's why we call them women. They deserve it. That's the proper title for a good quality female, is that she's a woman. Low body count, she's respectful, she's feminine, at least with you. Even if she's masculine with everybody else, she's feminine with you, right? Because ultimately, ironically, all that matters is if she acts like a woman in bed. That's just my viewpoint. I don't care if she acts tough and manly or a tomboy or try to act like my equal when we're, out and about. So that's her personality trait. I don't care. What matters is if she's a lady in the sheets, right? Or at least a freak in the sheets, preferably. That's the only femininity that I care for. Now, to each their own. You want her to be feminine all the time? All right, fine. But as long as she's feminine in the bed, that's all that matters. And I do like a chick that's actually strong, like can actually lift weights, can actually defend herself. She has martial arts training, so that's other requirements for me. But anyway, thing is, clearly a lot of you guys are not man enough to be able to handle a chick who has masculine energy or thinks she's an equal to a man or this and that third. Because think about it, again, it's just a mental thing. They think they're equal, but they're not. They're not equal. Yet for some reason, y'all literally go along with it. Y'all literally encourage it and be like, yes, your masculine energy is too strong for me. I can't handle it. Like, wait, her thinking she's equal to you hurts you? Her thinking that she's, manly and she's expressing masculine energy, she got money, therefore she's your superior or she's your equal? No, her money don't matter, remember? So her having money doesn't make her manly, doesn't make her your equal. Shit, her being your height doesn't make her manly or your equal, right? She can lift weights, but she probably doesn't lift as much as you. You're still going to be her superior. The thing is, most chicks want a guy who's better than her anyway. So there is never any equal when it comes to interacting. So if you're the type of guy who does at least talk to chicks and do date them, and if it doesn't work out, okay, then you should have done better. You should have been that guy that she would never want to leave. That means you weren't manly enough. Just a pinch of manliness, just enough. But not manly enough to keep her coming back for more, right? Wanting to stay. Shit, not even manly enough that she'll be like, you know what, let's bring another chick into the relationship. Y'all not that guy. Ironically, God blessed me and made me that guy. So that's the situation I'm in. Got multiple ladies, online and offline. So that's nice. There's guys that want to be in that position. But you got to earn it sometimes. Some guys, they're just that guy and it just happens naturally. Like me, for instance. But for some other guys, you got to work at it. You got to become that guy. Not every guy's going to become that guy, but, at least try to become that guy. You definitely don't become that guy by trying to do it secretly behind the chick's back. Obviously, you be upfront like a man. And ironically, a lot of times it's their ideas anyway, especially when it comes to me. It's usually their ideas, because I already have a chick, and then some other chick comes through, and then she was like, she wants to be with me, but it's like, oh, but I already have a chick. It's like, but I really want to be with you. It's like, I have a recommendation. I can ask my chick if she's okay with me having another chick, and if y'all agree with it, then it works. And ironically, it works because they tend to agree, right? Like I said, I'm that guy. And it boils down to personality among other factors. So, some chicks find me attractive. I don't think I'm that attractive, right? Even I have some guys try to throw shade at me. It's like, all right, fine. Good. I don't want guys thinking I'm attractive anyway. There are some gay guys who do, but that's besides the point. I'm just saying I'd rather, the ladies find me attractive, the guys don't. That's the way it should be. And, but again, money is irrelevant. And I definitely try to hide the fact that I have money. Because the funny thing is, we all have money. If you have a job, you have money. I mean, what's ironic? Homeless people got money. Homeless people are homeless, not moneyless. Even homeless people got money. Shit. I be seeing them with cell phones and shit. And then they beg for money, and somebody gives them money. So they always have money. So they never broke. They always have somebody that will give them money. So they're never broke. They're just homeless, that's all. So the point is, every guy got money. So this whole idea of like, oh, you need money to get chicks, is like, well, if you have a job, that means you have money. So you should be getting chicks. I shouldn't be hearing this nonsense of like, I gotta have money to get chicks. I gotta be tall. I gotta be this and that. Like, most of you guys are not that short. If you're 5 feet, yeah, you're short. Most of you guys are like maybe 5'5" and taller. That's still tall, because most chicks are 5 feet. So as long as you're not the same height as a chick and you're a couple inches taller than her, you're tall, regardless of what they say, right? They'll be like, oh, you're not 6 feet, so you're not my type. Yeah, but here's the thing. Guys who are 6 feet, aka your type, don't respect you that much, will use you and abuse you, right? Use you and toss you to the side, and then end up with a chick either close to his height or probably stay alone, just because it's better for him to be single, because he can always get chicks chasing him because he's 6 feet. But a guy who's shorter than that is more likely to be loyal. Is more likely, he still can, pull chicks left and right and whatnot, because again, you're still tall. You still can reach stuff that most of these chicks can't reach. Like I said, most guys on average are taller than chicks. So this whole idea of like, you need to be 6 feet tall. You don't need to be 6 feet tall. You just gotta at least be taller than her. Another thing is perception. Get her to see you as if you're 6 feet tall when you're actually not. Right? You need to be larger than life, physically or metaphorically, right? Right? Be important. Sometimes I use clout. Just being popular on the internet is more than enough. You don't even need to be, financially well off. I mean, you should have some money, of course. It'd be hard to do anything with no money in society, right? But you don't need to be in the greatest shape. I'm not saying not go to the gym and work out. I'm just saying, you don't need to be like chiseled, be a Giga Chad in order to get laid or even to get a chick to talk to you. That's not necessary. Because again, females operate on feelings, not logic. So muscles does not make them feel anything logically. Your money doesn't make them feel anything, right? Your height doesn't make them feel anything. So what makes them feel things is laughter. Laughter is an emotion. So you make her laugh, that makes her happy. Happiness is an emotion. This is why you get guys who are not that good looking, who are not muscular, right? Yeah, got a lot of money, but what they really got is a sense of humor and probably a big dick. While they are a big dick. You get my point. The point is that you don't need a lot to get a lot, or to even get something. What you do need to be is a man. Stop bitching and crying about, not being tall enough, not being good looking enough, financially, well enough. Like, make the most out of your money. The thing is, you need to make sure you have disposable income. You need to make enough money that you have money left over that you can spend on ladies. You can spend on trips and whatnot, right? Get credit cards, use the credit cards to get flyer miles, and then you can fly chicks around. Because realistically, it doesn't matter if you have money or not, right? Like a lot of money What you need is the ability to do things as if you had a lot of money. You don't really need a lot of money, right? If you can rent, in a car like a Lamborghini or something, it's a Lamborghini. Who cares if you bought it or rented? As long as you have access to it and you drive it and you're driving chicks around and they get to brag and take selfies, right? And post on Instagram like, oh, I'm with my man in our Lamborghini. Like, that's better than nothing. Thinking you have to literally be able to buy a Lamborghini to get chicks is stupid. You can rent one. You know what I mean? It's cheaper. Like, just be logical. Even if you can afford to buy a Lamborghini, it's still better to rent it. I'd rather rent one. Plus, I like the Batmobile, so that's how I roll. But anyway, teach them. Thing is, you don't need a lot to get a lot. You just need at least put some effort. Because I've talked to some chicks, and they do, care about money. So money is more important than your appearance, your height. Sometimes even more important than your personality. A chick will take a cheating rich guy, a overweight, old, ugly rich guy, over a good-looking, loyal, average earning guy, who's in shape and whatnot. She'll gladly take the guy who looks terrible, but financially is better than the other guy. And that's the unfortunate truth. That's the difference between modern women and old school women. Old school women actually cared about your genetics, right? Your appearance, right? Height and all that stuff. Who you are as a person, right? You as a person is what mattered to ladies back in the day. But now, it's appearance. It's about perception, money. That's why clout works. Oh my God, people know his name. Oh my God, he's important. Let me suck his dick. That's why that happens. That's why you got a whole bunch of weird looking dudes that's out here, doing stuff. And it's like, man, chicks are throwing themselves at him. I'm better looking than him. But whatever, right? My personality is better than him. I'm taller than him, stronger than him. But you know what? People know who he is. So chicks are going to throw themselves at him anyway. Right? Because again, it's not what you think. That's the thing. Most of you guys don't realize how simple it is to get chicks now. Especially modern day women. They're essentially 304, right? You pay for their love. You pay for them to be with you. So I made videos talking about that no guy should be a virgin because you can literally pay for it. Spend the money. If it costs you $1,000 to get laid from one chick, then pay it. It's worth it, especially if she's your type. Pay for it. This idea of like, no, I'm not going to pay for it. Real men don't pay. That's bullshit. We pay for everything. We know that everything has a price. We achieve things through our accolades and through our efforts. Guys, men don't make money for nothing. We make it for a reason, right? We go put in effort to get the money so we can use it for stuff. If I want Netflix, I need money for Netflix, right? If I want one of the hottest Asian chicks in the world with big titties and stuff, then I will pay to get that. I'm not going to be like, nah, she should love me for who I am and maybe, she'll like me too. No, fuck that. Why? When I can just pay and she'll love me anyway, right? Love me a long time. Easy. So it's just stupid, this idea that things are easier now than it ever was before. You don't even have to marry. You used to have to marry a chick in order to get a chick. And then she was a virgin, which is not a bad thing in one way, but it is if you care about sex, right? And it's like, oh, she's a virgin, doesn't know much, right? But at least now, most of these chicks have more experience than they need, but they at least have it, and it's useful. And like I said, you want them, pay for it, because they'll gladly take the money, right? Their standards go way out the window once money gets involved. Proof of that is OnlyFans exists. They throw out moral, they throw out being a woman, they throw out their self-respect, their independence, and they start depending on their simps to take care of them financially. So that lets you know, women, especially American women, they have a price. That's all. They have a price. Just like all chicks around the world have a price. The difference is, yes, around the world, most chicks' prices are lower because their cost of living is cheaper. But that's all it is. It's not that the American chicks are trash. No, they're just pricier because of, the lifestyle we live here. It costs more to live here because a lot of stuff we have in here is imported. So all this extra tax on it, right? So they're gonna make everything more expensive. Inflation. Quote unquote American chicks are quote unquote trash because of inflation. Because if you took these American women, right, and put them in another country, they would be no different from those women in those countries. They'll be the same. They won't even ask for as much because, like, hey, I can get all the things I always want for less here. All I need is a guy that will pay for everything. Deal. Because they don't care. It's not like to them it's important you spend $1 million on something. What matters is they get that something that they want. So if you can get, I'll say a Prada bag or whatever, right? If a Prada bag is like, let's say, $100,000 here, but it's $1,000 somewhere else. Well, a Prada bag is a Prada bag. It doesn't matter, right? The price is irrelevant to the ladies because what matters is that they get the bag, right? So, just like it doesn't matter if you spend a lot of money flying them around the world. What matters is you flew them around the world, right? That's what ultimately matters to them. But again, guys are built different. I'm definitely built different because most chicks, they take me out. They pay for dates more than I do. I'm not against it. I'm old fashioned. I prefer to, pay and whatnot. But they're the ones who want to do it. And it's like, I'm not against it. Go ahead, be strong and independent. Don't need no man. But you're still taking dick, so that's all that matters. Because what they think and what they say does not matter compared to what they do. Always remember that, right? Their actions speak louder than their words. They can say whatever they want. I've seen it time and time again. They're hypocrites. I've talked to chicks online that disagree with me, argue with me. Ultimately, they end up agreeing, and something about my dick gets mentioned. Whatever. That's just my life. But anyway, so do better, try better, at least try. If you don't want to try, go ahead. I don't care. I prefer guys who can't level up, can't man up, and do better in America with American women. And just go out there. I don't care. That's why I say that, passport bros, it's for losers. It's for guys who are losing here. It's not for guys who aren't decent dudes or, couldn't, potentially get a decent woman in America. It's for guys who are losing because they are not learning how to win, so they want to leave. That's what I mean by losers. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I gotta call it what it is. Y'all losing when it comes to American women, so y'all losers. That's just I could say y'all not inadequate or anything like. Loser is the best term I could think of for when you're losing at something, right? You're not. I could say you're not winning, but it's better to say losers, especially considering the fact how guys react to that. They get butthurt hearing the word loser. It's like, good. It should make you butthurt because you're losing, and I pointed out that you're losing. Ain't no participation trophies here. You're a loser, and you want to be a winner. You got to learn to start winning, which means you have to learn from winners. And since I'm a winner, because I'm not complaining about chicks, I'm not a passport bro, so I'm clearly winning. So if you want to learn how to be a winner, then listen to what I have to say. Listen to other guys like me have to say, because a lot of us aren't saying, oh, yeah, get your passport and leave because there ain't nothing here for you. Like, bullshit. There's a lot of diamonds here in America. There's a lot of quality women out here in America. Are they perfect? No, no one is anyway. But they are definitely out here. And there's plenty of women out there. And there's like 2 to 3 women per man, females per male on this planet. So this whole idea of you can't find a chick in America is ridiculous. I'm not saying don't travel and don't try to find a chick outside. I'm just saying you can find chicks here, but you have to be manly enough. And clearly most of you guys aren't.